end is the idea of the mixing and the gender interactions that happens on social media. No doubt there is no difference when it comes to being on these sites and on face-to-face. Islam says you have to be very careful when it comes to posting the pictures. This is a message for my dear brothers and sisters. Imagine that, when you come and post these images, even for the brothers, sometimes some of the brothers, mashallah, they're six packs and this kind of thing, and they're sitting, mashallah, next to the beach, and underneath they gloss it over, mashallah, alhamdulillah, that I am blessed with this. And they have female friends and so on. And even if they don't, sometimes people argue, they say, you know what, I'm in Facebook, I use a different name. Well, you can't hide from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, and others say, what do they say? They say it's privacy, it's privacy, it's only my friends. But Allah is watching, yes, that every image that you post, even if you delete, will forever remain online. There are records, yes, others may bring them down, others may capture them. Our sisters, the way they present themselves, yes, sometimes without hijab, if they're hijabi, sometimes with full of makeup, the way they pose, they stand, yes, when it comes to these particular pictures. And Allahu Akbar, look at the mixing that goes on underneath these pictures. When they have male so-called friends on these social network sites, they would come and comment things like, MashaAllah, I appreciate God's beauty. Every time you like to put Islam into it somehow, isn't it? Yes, they start to make this in order to justify. And do you know what the other justification shaitan puts in the minds of a male? Sometimes it's mostly a male, when it comes to interacting with the opposite gender unnecessarily. Sometimes it's necessary interaction, no problem, which is what? Under the ideas of modesty and chastity and its control. But sometimes when it's what? Free interaction. Do you know what the shaitan says to that individual? Yes, maybe this sister wants assistance and help to become more religious. I've spoken to brothers, they say, yeah, I'm helping her become better in the eyes of God. Yes, that sometimes comes across as a justification to what? To have unnecessary interactions, to present ourselves with the opposite gender in a way that is not permissible. We have to be very careful in this regard, yes, because shaitan definitely gets bigger. Because we are told, Nuh, one day, shaitan says to him, do you know when I become stronger? He says, when? He says, when, in a number of instances, one of them is when the human being is alone with a non-mahram in a particular area. And this is applicable today. You are also alone on this social networking. Yes, if you are interacting with a particular individual, sometimes it's for good purposes, for genuine, sincere purposes like marriage, no problem. But if it is messing around and unnecessarily chatting and all this particular comments on images, that is definitely what? Something that we have to be